Hi Rich, hi Patrick, how are you doing? I will be reviewing your game from the 12th round. This game, I think, was a really high level game, and you two, I think, are actually stronger than your current rank. What decided the game was the life and death in the bottom right corner right here. Other than that, I really didn't see like an obvious directional mistake or just mental mistake, so I think that shows how good you two are. Okay, so probably the moral of this game is Tsumego is important. So, okay, let's get started. Rich is black, Patrick is white. This is a no komi game. Okay, so this move is actually really rare right now because most people just block and play this Joseki. So this one is called the Avalanche, which it contains a really complicated variation. So in the game, Black played a really simple variation. The complicated one would be the push. So this one is called the Large Avalanche. And from here, like a huge fight starts and goes on for like about 50 moves or something. So, and there are also many variations. So I'm not gonna go over this because if I start reviewing this variation, I think I would have to be filming the whole night. So if you're curious, you can ask me. The simple Joseki which you played in the game is the Atari. So this is very simple. I think it's even. Okay, here. Black could also play the pincer. Which probably I would have played if I were black because this pincer has double purpose. It's a pincer and it's also an extension from this group. So, of course, this is fine for white. White could attach to the corner and easily sabaki. This is also a joseki. One example. This is fine too. Okay, this move is a really calm move, which I think is fine, but the kick is a bit annoying because when black plays the extension, there's this peep locally, and if black connects, white can play the hane and connect, which is quite nice for white. So descending is also a little painful, so it's not bad for black, but kind of feel like the kick is a bit annoying, and I'm not sure what to do as black. So white plays Tenuki here, which is totally fine. If I were white, I kind of wanted to try to play the kick right now. This one. This is okay. Okay, this is a Joseki. This is a really nice move. If white tries to connect under. So this was probably your aim when you played here. Black can play the hane and connect under. You can see this stone is in the perfect place, and white cannot capture this stone. So this is pretty tough for white. Ma. Tenuki I think is fine. Starting a fight here. I think black is trying to. This fight I think is good for black. So locally white could like play the jump or something. This is also fine, but Tenuki also. That's a really big point. Okay. Nice. Okay, so this attachment, I won't say it's a bad move, but it does give a lot of room for white to play sabaki. For instance, this hane, which white later plays in the game. For instance, like this, white can make some room in the bottom. Also, white could play like this to connect on top. So yeah, the attachment does give some room for white to sabaki. Let's see. Well, I think normal move would be the jump. And for now, this attachment, black can just extend, and the two cutting points are Meyer. And this way I think is okay for black. Black can cut off this stone. So right now white cannot connect under, and probably having a stone here helps a little more considering the fight in the center. Feels slightly better than the game. Nice. Okay. Nice move. Okay, this one I think white should have made this exchange, I think, and then play here. I think this exchange is good for white. It just gives more room for white down here. And this cut right now doesn't work because white can play here. Black cannot save the 4 stones. So this is a pretty famous tesuji. White can play here. Boom. So so yeah, compared to this, I think the Atarian connection was a good exchange for white. Okay, so black answers. It does seem a bit submissive. Let's see. It is a really calm move. It might be better to maybe push. If white blocks, just cut. And right now I think white cannot play from this side. I think this side would be in trouble. If white plays the Atari, black can extend. And I think this would be better for black than answering here. For white, I think the jump would be better. And then extend. And by playing, making this exchange, you can see black is already connected here. So for example, not sure what to do here. Well, for example, say black plays something here. You can see white cannot play here right now. If white connects, black can just connect under. So yeah, answering was, I think, a bit slow. Mm. Mm. Well, here black also had the option to Atari, I think. It is kind of hard to say which is better, but this way black can actually capture the two stones. Hane. So in terms of good aji, this Hane was better, but considering attacking white, it might be better to have a stone here. But also white has the possibility later to actually save the stone here, so it is hard to say which is better. Okay. So I slightly like white. I think the game is well balanced, but this block I think was a big point white got. Hmm. 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 Okay, so this jump. I think this point was actually a very important point. Not just for safety, of course, by playing here, so the entire group is connected, which secures the corner. It's also a huge point because when white gets a move like here, the corner I think was alive, but black would have to play some painful moves to live locally when white attacks. So actually a big move considering territory. And also by connecting the whole group, I think it also helps black to actually attack white, especially because white doesn't still have two eyes. I think it's important to keep your group stronger. Let's say if white was already alive, like let's say white was already locally alive, I think the value of this move would actually drop because like the two stones would become light stones. Saving them really doesn't help, doesn't really pressure white. So, but in this case, since black still wants to attack white, I think this move was a very important point. If I were white, I would probably either descend or Hane. So Hane is trying to take Sente. If black blocks, then white plays here. And this exchange is a really good exchange for white. When black plays here, white gets this Atari, later gets this push here. So yeah, either play the Hane, get Sente, play here, or play here even if it's Gote. Then maybe attack the corner. So here definitely I think black should connect. Okay. So for white, it's kind of hard to decide which side white should block. In the game, you defended the corner. I think this was also an option, actually, because the top side, it's a pretty wide area, and white has a lot of potential here. So if I were white, I would probably block from this side. Here, so one variation is black plays here. Black could live in the corner. And also, white gets a nice moyo here, so well, but this is okay too, I guess. This is a really big point. So it is a close game, but I still slightly like white. So you can see it's quite nice for white because white got this move and was able to actually capture this stone here, which secures the entire group. So that was a pretty big stone. Yeah. Black could have played this one. And then block. This looks a little better for black, because later black has the option to connect here. Black can tenuki here and play a big point here, and later can connect. So okay. Nice point. It's a really huge point. You can see how good this point is if you compare black playing here. Black can kind of expand the moil while reducing the left side, so excellent point. Okay, so this Hane, the first move, I don't agree considering direction, because building up power here doesn't do any damage to white. This side is already alive, so I think the direction should be from this side. I think black should attack from this side and kind of force white to connect this line, which doesn't make any points for white. So locally, I think black should attack from this side. If I were black, I would probably start reducing the left side. Which is kind of difficult how to reduce. Somewhere here, for instance, this one or this one. I'm not sure where the best position is, or a deep invasion. Kind of want to be connected to black, so something like this looks quite nice because it's reducing the left side, also kind of building up the center at the same time. Okay. Okay, so here, where the game moves. Okay. So here, this white's move here is one vital point. It might have been an overplay. Probably would have been enough for white to just play the monkey jump, actually. And in this case, black will attach. Let's see. Black plays this one, and Atari. White could play this ko. This is a ko. For black to play safe, black could Atari from this side. Then pull back. And attach. Okay, so this one is sente. And black can play here. And this shape is alive. White cannot play here. This shape is alive. And so later, when all the liberties are filled in, black can play here. And this is locally a seki. White cannot push from either direction. Black cannot push from either direction either. But it's a seki shape. So black is locally alive, but this shape is pretty painful for black locally. So black has basically 0 points in the corner. So yeah, probably the monkey jump would have been enough for white. So So this one, the strongest answer for black would be to block. And now white has to be pretty desperate because after this exchange, if the corner is alive, you can see this is a huge loss for white. So for white also, this move is a pretty risky move. Okay, so let's see what white can do. White could make this exchange, play here, this is sente, and then hane. So if white is able to live in the corner, then black is doomed. Let's see. Kosumi. And so locally, this attachment is the tesuji. If white plays here, black can hane. This one is dead because white cannot play here. This ko is too far for white. So the correct move for white is to play here. Black plays here. White cannot push from this side, so white would have to play a ko. And this is a ko, but this ko isn't actually a really good ko for white because you can see white played so many moves inside, and when white loses the ko, it's actually a huge loss. So this white does have some ko threats here, but black also might have some local ko threats. So yeah, this ko actually looks pretty risky for white. So this move I think was the strongest move for black. The game you play here, which I guess is fine. I think it kind of ends up in a similar variation where white played this one. Okay, so this hane was a mistake. Black should descend. This has more space. And then white plays this one, and which I think would actually be the same shape. Black plays this one, and this is sente. White has to connect the two stones. Then black can play the attachment. So this is the vital point. If white plays here, black can play here, and this corner is seki. This one doesn't work because black can play here and then Atari. White cannot connect here. So if black played the descent, I think the corner was a seki. Okay, so here, let's see. So locally, I think black could have still made a ko by playing this one. So this is a ko. Black plays here. Okay, so again, black can make this exchange and play here. This is basically the same thing. Then play here, and the corner I think is still a seki. So the corner still would have been a ko. Okay, so when white gets this exchange, now this is locally a dead shape. Even if black plays here, white can play here. And this point, eventually black would have to connect because later the four stones would be an Atari. And this shape only has 3 points, which is locally dead. If black plays here, which is what you played in the game, white can play here. And this is also a ditch shape. After black captures the 4 stones, white can throw in the center. Okay, so locally now black only has 1 eye. And basically you gave up here. I think still this... I think you gave up too early, actually. And this move, I think, was a move you could have tried. Okay, so connecting the 1 stone, black can push out. You can see white, this side also locally isn't alive, so if black is able to split white, it's actually a capturing race, which black has quite a lot of liberties. And then wedge. Play here. So 2 cutting points here. Black is able to play the cut. I think this capturing race is actually good for black. Yeah, this capturing race is good for black. Yeah. So if white connects from this side, there's still a cut, and if white plays here, white can escape from this side, but black can play here and capture this 1 stone. So this is good for black too. So I think white cannot actually connect here, and white would have to play here. And in order to kill black, white would have to play the Atari. White just connects, black can play here. This is alive. So this, I think, was actually a ko. Black plays here. So this ko here. If black connects, black captures white. If white wins the ko, the corner is dead. So it's actually a huge ko, but this is a pretty serious ko. So let's see. I think even if black loses the ko, I think black should have definitely tried this. White has 1 ko threat here. Take. Black has 1 ko threat here. Take. Maybe this one. I'm not sure even if this is enough, because this is actually a huge ko. So this is pretty scary for white as well. So it's really complicated. Like you have to read whether for white, whether like this move is center or not, whether black can just connect or not, and so it's really complicated. But at least I think black had a pretty good chance of living, actually. So white also needs to defend this area. I think this peep would actually fix that aji and sente, and then play something else. I'm not sure whether the jump is good or a move like this would be better, but so by making this exchange, when black pushes, now white can just play here. So yeah, white also needed to fix this shape as soon as possible, I think. Okay, so probably after this move, the corner I think was too big, and I think the end game, I think Black played really well in the end game and was able to make a huge territory in the center. Mm. Mm. But I think the loss in the corner was too big. Black wasn't able to catch up. So, okay, let's start over. Very high level game. Okay, so one move White could have tried, I think, was this kick here and the peep here. Maybe next time this shape appears, maybe you can try this. Kenuki is fine. So this move, I think, is a really nice move. It's a combination with this approach here. Tenuki, I think, is okay. This move, slightly recommend the jump. This attachment kind of gives many options for White to play sabaki, like the hane or connecting on top. Slightly better to make this exchange. If I were Black, I would push and just connect to this stone. Well, game is, I think, well balanced. For Black, I think this move was a vital point. It's a huge point, securing all the territory, also connecting the two weak groups. I think it's very important to secure your group before attacking White. So I think that was a very important point. So at this point, I slightly like White. It's still a close game. Came a nice move. Hane, I think, was the wrong direction because White is already alive. Kind of creating, building up this side. I think isn't really big right now. So if I were Black, I would attack from this side, kind of force White to connect. Okay, so here, what's the point? So the most aggressive move for Black would be here, which would be a ko, but this ko I think is also really risky for White. This move I think would have been fine if Black just played this one. Sesente, and then the attachment. And play here. This was a seki. So Black was locally dead here, but I think Black still had a chance if Black played this one. The connection, I think, is dangerous for White. White plays here. This is a ko, which is very complicated. But I think Black actually had a pretty good chance. So I think this life and this in the corner was the biggest point in this game. So maybe you can maybe go over that. Okay, so basically, I think this was a really nice game. I I was able to see both of your strengths, and so work on your reading. That will probably bring you to a high done player level really quickly. So I hope this review will help you improve. So I think that was the game. Please feel free to ask any questions, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. See you.